Still being talked about in the internet community is Brock Lesnar on Smackdown Live's premiere on Friday, defeating Kofi Kingston in about literally 1 second. Listen, everyone's complaining, but listen, because that is, and I'll tell you this, because that is exactly how anyone that tuned in would expect it to happen. If a Joe average channel surfer tuned in because he heard the buzz, saw them come out, Joe channel surfer would think that Brock would defeat that skinny little guy, beat him to a pulp. Not in wrestling, you might tell me. But they aren't worried about attracting the hardcore wrestling fan. They're not concerned. They weren't concerned with pleasing the average wrestling fan at that point. Because that average wrestling fan, no matter what they say, oh, I'm not going to watch, da-da-da-da-da-da. Listen, you guys have been watching for many years, and you will continue to watch. 90% of you. 95% of you that said that you would cancel your WWE subscription, the WWE Network, you haven't done it. What this was meant to do was it was meant to attract the new people who aren't the die-hard fans. Listen, does anyone looking at the two, and you're going to tell me, oh, David versus Goliath, realistically, if you look at Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar, do you honestly think Kofi Kingston has a chance against Brock Lesnar? Brock looks like a champ. Kofi doesn't. Kofi Kingston, his title run was lackluster to me. Brock Lesnar is a badass. They finally got the car going in the right direction. Listen, I got really no love, for thanks for being a good employee champion. No one wants to see on Fox Kofi as a champion. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to attract dominance. Do you feel that it was a lazy way to get Kane into the conversation? Kofi? Maybe Kofi and Brock Lesnar could have had a great match with Lesnar going over. Then he works Kofi and maybe New Day over to Ray. Then Kane chase him out, or hell, he will even have Ray cost him the title. And Kane makes the save on Ray. Millions of different directions that you want to go. So we're throwing pancakes here. Listen, what you're doing here, what this did, is it, the bigger picture of what it does, it's setting up a bigger angle and direction. You don't have to do a 5-star match in every match. Kofi will be fine. New Day will still be over. You don't have to worry about it. Again, let me pose the question to you too. Now, if it would have been a Heath Slater or Chad Gable instead of a Kofi Kingston, would you guys be all upset about Brock Lesnar beating him like that? Slater is good, and Gable is even far better than Kofi. Listen, and I'll tell you this in closing, okay? Because losing in record time to a single move obviously invalidated and ruined Daniel Bryan's career, right? Listen, you might think this was a last-minute thing for Kofi Kingston dropping the belt. I think there was a plan in place. There is a plan in place from where Kofi goes from here. So Kofi will be all right, guys. Brock being champion brings eyeballs, new eyeballs that are looking, wow, this is a monster. That's what the WWE wants right now. And it makes the most business sense. I hope all is well.